The strategic pulse of Operation Epic Fury shifted into its most lethal frequency on March 16, 2026. While the first 2 weeks of the conflict saw the methodical erosion of the IRGC's surface-level power, a new directive from the Department of War has moved the conflict into the subterranean phase. Secretary of War Pete Hegseff has officially authorized the transition of B-2 Spirit stealth bombers and naval cruise missile batteries to high lethality alert. This maneuver effectively places the remaining crown jewels of the Iranian military, its deeply buried missile cities and command bunkers, under a permanent, invisible shadow. The message from Washington is no longer about deterrence. It is about the absolute, irreversible liquidation of the regime's industrial and military infrastructure. The stealth specter, B-2 Spirits at Whiteman and beyond. The B-2 Spirit, often referred to as the silver bullet of the U.S. Air Force, is the only platform capable of penetrating Iran's most heavily defended missile cities and underground enrichment facilities. Placing these crews on full alert suggests a massive, coordinated strike on the remaining hardened sites that have so far survived the F-35 and F-22 sweeps. Bunker buster payloads. Reports from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri indicate that B-2s are being loaded with the GBU-57A-B Massive Ordnance Penetrator MOP. These 30,000-pound weapons are designed for one specific task: penetrating hundreds of feet of reinforced concrete and granite to destroy the subterranean command centers where the IRGC's stay-behind forces are currently hiding. Refueling the Armada. The alert extends to the KC-135 and KC-46 tanker fleets. For a B-2 to strike Tehran from Missouri, it requires a steel bridge of mid-air refueling that spans the Atlantic and the Mediterranean. This logistical mobilization ensures that at any given moment, a stealth bomber can be over a target in Iran without warning. The Tomahawk Rain. Naval readiness. Simultaneous with the Air Force alert, the U.S. Navy's destroyer and submarine crews in the Persian Gulf and the North Arabian Sea have transitioned to hot tube status. This means that Tomahawk land attack missiles, TLAM, are programmed, targeted, and ready for launch at a moment's notice. The USS Abraham Lincoln, CVN-72, and its escort destroyers are coordinating with the USS Georgia, a guided missile submarine, SSGN, capable of carrying 154 Tomahawks. The focus for these crews is the systematic dismantling of Iran's industrial lungs, the oil refineries, power grids, and internal communication nodes that allow the regime to coordinate its proxy forces in Iraq and Syria. The No Quarter Doctrine. Secretary Hegseth's recent comments regarding no quarter, no mercy have set a grim tone for this new phase of operations. This shift in rhetoric reflects a transition toward unconditional surrender. By placing the B-2 and Tomahawk crews on full alert, the administration is making it clear that the U.S. will not participate in a war of attrition. The alert is also a message to regional actors, specifically the Axis of Resistance militias in Iraq and Yemen. By demonstrating the readiness to deploy the B-2s again, following their successful use in Operation Midnight Hammer in June 2025, the U.S. is signaling that any significant retaliation against American bases in the Gulf will be met with the immediate destruction of the retaliating group's high-value infrastructure. The economic and logistical cost. The cost of this war is mounting, surpassing $12 billion as of March 15th, but the Pentagon has shown no sign of slowing down. The full alert status requires a massive expenditure of resources, from the high-maintenance RAM, radar-absorbent material, on the stealth bombers to the sophisticated guidance kits on the cruise missiles. However, the U.S. industrial base is currently prioritized for maximum lethality, a policy that has replaced previous efforts at civilian harm reduction with a focus on rapid, total neutralization of the enemy. As the B-2 pilots finish their final pre-flight checks and the submarine crews monitor their launch consoles, the world waits for the next move. This is the ultimate checkmate posture. The U.S. has shown its cards, and the cards are 30,000-pound bombs and 1,000 cruise missiles. The strategic tension of this moment marks the beginning of the end for the regime's conventional resistance. By holding the B-2 Spirit and Tomahawk assets in a state of immediate readiness, the U.S. has effectively frozen the Iranian military's ability to counterattack. The logistical infrastructure supporting these assets ensures that the pressure is not a temporary surge, but a permanent state of being for the Middle East. As the first light of dawn hits the flight decks of the carriers and the runways at Whiteman, the inevitability of the regime's collapse becomes the only remaining variable in the 2026 conflict. This mobilization is a clear indicator that the U.S. will not settle for anything less than a total cessation of the the IRGC's regional influence. The shadow of the stealth fleet now hangs over every mountain bunker and missile silo in Iran, a silent reminder that the era of asymmetrical warfare has been eclipsed by the raw, industrial power of a superpower that has decided to end the threat once and for all. The transition to this maximum readiness posture signifies that the Pentagon has moved beyond tactical containment toward a strategy of absolute structural erasure. By keeping the B-2 fleet and the Tomahawk-equipped strike groups in a state of high alert, the U.S. has created a kill box that encompasses the entire Iranian plateau. There is no longer a safe zone for the IRGC leadership. The technological gap between a 30,000-pound MOP bomb and a concrete bunker has been rendered absolute. This is the culmination of decades of military evolution, where the ability to strike with total impunity from halfway across the globe has turned a once formidable regional power into a stationary target. Furthermore, this alert serves as a final warning to any external powers considering intervention. The sheer volume of ready-to-launch munitions proves that American industrial depth is not only intact but accelerating. As the clock ticks toward the next operational phase, the regime in Tehran is left with a stark reality. Their strategic patience has been met with a superpower's finality. The readiness of these crews ensures that when the order is given, the destruction of the regime's remaining assets will be measured in minutes, not days, cementing a new regional order.